Good morning. It's lipstick time. If you haven't put on your lipstick, put on your lipstick with me. Oh, I know. All right. And say hi to Bunny. Bunny, say hi. Hi, everybody. You get Bunny today instead of Bear. Bear was with us yesterday. Happy Wednesday. Hello, hello. If you are hanging out with me, come in and say hi. Say hi on this happy Wednesday morning. I think I heard someone say hi, or that could have been Birdie. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining my morning huddles. These are so much fun. I'm having a ball, and I really appreciate if you come in to the live instead of the replay. If you come in and say hi and what you doing. What are you doing? How do you start your mornings? I was thinking about this morning. I start my mornings obviously with some lipstick. I also start my mornings reading some type of Melody Beatty meditation. I turn on my meditation music, and I usually light a candle first thing in the morning, so I have this like lovely aura. I need to start my morning doing a little bit of exercise. Hey, Marnie. Hi, Trisha. Yeah, Marnie, I need to start my mornings doing a little bit of exercise. Ding, ding, ding. I need to talk to you about that. I don't know if any of you know this, or probably most of you know this, but 4 months ago, after a long journey of trying to lose weight off and on for many, many years, I opted to have surgery, which was the best thing for me ever. And today, I am down 77 pounds. Woo! Okay, so we're not talking about Dora and her weight loss journey. I digress. We are going to talk about, what should we talk about today? I had like 3 ideas. I was like, do we talk about power? Do we talk about proactive versus reactive outreach? Or do we talk about the discovery call? So we shall see. I don't even know what I'm thinking about, like which one to do. I'm going to talk about power. Power. We're going to talk about where do we get it? Where do we get this power to go through our day? Where do we get the power to go through our day? So, and what does that even mean? Like, why do we need this power? Hi, good morning. Thanks for joining. Yay! Hi, Angelina. So nice to see you. Happy morning, Huddle Wednesday. So, yesterday I talked about we can't do it alone. And so today I want to talk a little bit about where we get our power to go through our day, for in regards to our business, our personal relationships, our job. Where does this power come from? So if we are, have you ever had a time in your life? Have you ever had a time in your life where you have felt powerless? And that's kind of where I want to start, is where in your life have you felt powerless? And when you felt powerless, what did that feel like? For me, the times in my life that I felt powerless were when I lost my job in 2017. I felt like I didn't have control, and I didn't have power, and I was powerless. And I also felt powerless when my mom got really sick, and I couldn't fix that, and I was really afraid. I also felt powerless when I couldn't stop drinking, and it was in my 20s. So there have been times in my life where I felt powerless, and what I needed in my life was power. And sometimes my power and my thinking isn't enough. So there's a couple of different types of power that I have tapped into throughout the years. And one of those powers is the power of women. Boy, oh boy, there's a lot of power in women. So what I mean by the power of women is that we sometimes as women compete and compare and look at each other as competitors. And I've been really fortunate to have amazing women mentors in my life that have not set out to judge or compete or put me down. But I know I'm one of the lucky ones, right? I'm one of the lucky ones that we don't all have those types of relationships, and we don't have that influence. So I'd like you to start thinking about, if you don't have the power of women surrounding you, what would that look like for you? And what is internally standing in the way from you having a power of women around you, and a power of a community of women around you? So if you have situations in your life where you don't trust women or have competed with women, looking at that from a mindset shift of how do you bring your authentic self to women, and no matter what, rise together. So so that's power of women. And then we have the power of whatever you like to call it, the power of the universe, the power of your higher power, whatever you want to call that power. And let me just tell you that that is what rules everything. So all the work that we do together, is work that we're doing as service to others, and offering service to others, not for the bigger picture. So for years when I was active in alcoholism, right, back in my teenage years, right, every day I woke up and thought about myself. It was self-serving, completely about myself. And then in my late 20s and all of my 30s, my sister and I were just talking about this. When you are in massive nurturing and caregiving stages of your life, so I was taking care of my kids and taking care of my mom and taking care of corporate life, all of those years, I would look at that as power of I was invisible. I'd wake up in the morning and definitely wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about everybody else, but in a way where I had to take care of people, and I wasn't taking care of me. And now in my 40s, giving you the whole thing, when I wake up in the morning, I get the opportunity to look at how I can serve and how I can help others. But the only way I can get there, how I can serve and how I can help others, was by going through those stages. So look at, what stage are you in right now? Stage, I am powerless. Stage, I have the power, I'm controlling, and I'm invisible because I'm taking care of everybody. Or 3, I'm empowered and filled with the universe, filled with the higher power, that I can get up in the morning and not think of myself, not think of control, and be able to go out there and serve and empower others. So honestly, had no idea I was really going to talk about this type of power this morning, honestly. So that also tells you how powerful the universe and the power can be. I also want to share about power. When you make a list of all of the things that you're amazing at, all the great things that you do, and the things that you're amazing at, the things that are extraordinary are actually basic to you. So one activity that I'd like you to do to think about power and empowering yourself is list all the things that you're really good at. And even if it's video games, Trisha, I want you to list all of the things that you're good at. And all of those things that you're really good at, those may be completely basic to you, but they are extraordinary to others. I swear to you guys, when I wrote down my list of like all the stuff that I'm good at, I thought everybody knew how to qualify for a business loan. I thought everybody knew what a capital stack was. I thought everybody knew how to grow a startup. I thought everybody knew how to build a business. I thought everybody knew how, you hear what I'm saying? So like, I thought everybody knew this stuff because it was basic. It was what I did in my sleep. But no, it's actually extraordinary. There are so many women out there and more that really need these types of skills, you know, and until we make that list and talk to our coach about it, we think that everybody, we live in imposter syndrome, that someone else already knows this and someone else is already teaching this and people don't need me, right? So that is the conversation around power. I'd love to hear what stage you think that you're in. You know, powerless, filled with control, or empowered. And it's 9:12. If I start a new conversation, it'll probably go past 9:15. But I would like to have you noodle on a couple of things. So noodle on for Thursday and Friday. Noodle on when you are out there getting visible in your business, and what that structure and what that strategy looks like for you. Do you think that posting content is actual outreach? Do you think it is proactive outreach? Or do you think that it is inbound or reactive outreach? So is it proactive? Is it getting you discovery calls, and is it getting you buyers? Or is it reactive where you're waiting for people to come to you? So I want you to look at and think about what posting content is. I also want you to think about like what is proactive, what is a proactive strategy, growth strategy, and what is a reactive growth strategy, okay? And then the other thing to noodle on between today and tomorrow, where did my little, is how many discovery calls, sales calls, coffee chats, conversations do you think that you need to have every single week to convert to a client or a buyer or wholesale or whatever? Like how many of those direct conversations do you need to be having to convert to a sale? And then we'll talk about what that I know everyone's waiting to hear what does this discovery call sound like. And honestly, I'd love to do one of these days. I'd love to do like an actual role play with someone. I think that would be really fun to do a live discovery call role play. So if you're up for that, if you're up for a role play, I'll play the role of profiler. I'll do that. You just have to be the potential client, right? But that would be fun. So thanks for coming in today, and hope your middle of the week is going great. Come in and share your wins so far this week and what you've been up to, where you're at when it comes to power. If this is helpful, what you want to hear about, all the above, and go get your lipstick on and go get messy action and get out there and grow. I'll see you guys later. Bye.